Only some seconds left until the start of the 99th SOR Grand Prix. Next week we will have the 101. But that's next week. Now we're this week. 5 red lights. And we have some drive-through penalties because of a jump start. That's really unfortunate. Futuristic gets a drive-through penalty. Very good start from MiceQ, and we have further in the back some fights. Choik stays in second position very clearly. Hazy has to defend against Fungus, but Fungus stays behind. Of course he gets now this slipstream. Can he get past the Alfa Romeo or the Sauber driver? He's now on the inside under the hairpin. Can he stay in front? Yes, Hazy lets him by, but now he's doing the switchback. He could get better acceleration, and yeah, indeed, he stays in third position. We have another fight in the back. The two Haas are fighting with Maple, and one is going really wide, so Shrimp is doing a mistake and loses his position to Alpheus. Alpheus meanwhile gained 3 positions already. Futuristic is trying a move on Maple but is not finishing it. There was just not enough speed for him to do so. And let's recover from this start. So we have Rowe leaving this session. He lost 7 positions and now he's out. I don't know if he had a disconnect or if it just a rage quit. I'm not sure about that. Oh, we have so many guys in the pits. We remember we had 2 drive-through penalties, and the other ones should have some incident. Oh man, that's unfortunate for those guys. Let's take a quick look what happened at the start. So MiceQ stayed in front. We have Choik still in P2. We have Hazy who stayed in P3, had a little bit of trouble with Fungus, but now Fungus is a little bit slower, so there's a little bit of space between those two. Meanwhile, Fungus gets pressured a little bit from Maple, and Maple gets pressured from Futuristic. But I think Futuristic was the one with the drive-through penalty, so he still has to get into the pits. The big winners of this chaos are a Notable Gamer, who is meanwhile in P7 with his medium starting from P11. Rambo 2K, brilliant 8th place for him. Let's see if he can keep it for longer. And yeah, these guys who had to pit, they lost a lot. So Rowe is left. We see his bot cruising around here, and we have yellow flags. Oh no, MiceQ is out. How did that happen? Mistake in turn 1. MiceQ is throwing away his race again. He's done it so often in the season already, doing really good in qualifying and then just throwing away. Oh no, man, I'm so sorry for this guy, but I don't know how he's doing it always. I mean, this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen. Yeah, thank you for lurking and thank you for having the stream on. Really nice to hear that. So, MiceQ is out, one of the quickest drivers here, if not the quickest. So we have only guys with 1-stop strategy left. And currently Choik is leading this Grand Prix, is followed by Hazy with 0.3 seconds behind. And like I said, Hazy has won his first Grand Prix right away. It was last week in Great Britain. Unfortunately, we couldn't have this on stream because I had other things to do. Sorry for that, but we're here now. And we're awaiting more action of Hazy, the race winner. He has now DRS, so we are in lap 4, so DRS is of course activated, but Hazy's actually losing time towards Choik. That's a little bit surprising. And there's yellow in sector 2. Not sure what happened there. Rambo 2K is losing places. Okay. He's back on driving, and we have Hazy really close to Choik. He tried to maneuver there into the left-hander, but it seemed like it didn't work. But now he's trying to get past and actually gets past on the Mobile 1 curve, and Choik is now back into P2. He got overtaken there, but just the speed advantage of the Alfa Romeo driver. Now let's see how Choik will behave. Of course, being first in such a train of cars is not optimal, so everyone has DRS, but you don't. And the first driver should somehow try to compensate it, to work to not lose any positions, despite the DRS open of the other cars. We have Shrimp losing a lot of positions, and I think we had Rambo 2K in the pits. So a lot of things happening in the back of the field, but that's not interesting for us currently. Oh no! Choik is trying to go to the inside, but I think he broke just really late and touches the man in front on the rear tire. Oh man. Luckily nothing happened. I didn't see any chunk of front wing flying around. Hazy went really wide here in the left-hander in front of the Mercedes-Benz Tribune. I don't know if he has some troubles with the car, just making a couple of mistakes. We have to see. So we're going into lap 6. Hazy, starting from P3, is now leading this Grand Prix. There's yellow flags in sector 2, not sure what happened there. And Hazy is now under pressure from Choik, but Choik is under pressure from Fungus and Fungus from Maple. Futuristic is falling behind a little bit. So I guess Futuristic was not the one with the drive-through penalty, it was the other Haas driver. And also interesting to mention, Inaudible is meanwhile in P6. So he was one of the big winners of this start chaos. He's now from P11 to P6, so 5 positions gained. On his medium tire, he is now the only real medium runner, because Rowe disconnected for some reason, we don't know why. And P6 and 5 positions gained with medium is of course the start Inaudible imagined in his dreams. That's helping him a lot with having chances to do well in this Grand Prix. We have a big gap meanwhile between P6 and P7, so there are 13 seconds between Inaudible Gamer and Alpheus, just a huge gap. I guess the soft runners in the back will just fight for P7 at the best. Hazy gets some support in the stream, really nice to see that. But it doesn't seem like he needs any support. He's now out of the DRS range. No, sorry, I'm lying. Or the game is lying. Because he's actually in the DRS range still, but he, for some reason, he can manage the gap to the car behind him. Not losing the position to Choik, maybe because Choik has to defend against Fungus, I don't know. But this train is really beautiful to see. I mean, these guys are staying within DRS range for any means possible. And they're also fighting a little bit. No overtakes yet, but I'm pretty sure they will come if we get closer towards the pit stops. There will be really broken tires, and yeah, that's when the overtakes start. There are some guys managing the tires better than the others, and therefore maybe there will be more overtakes. Choi gets his first time penalty as far as I know. That's not helping him at all in this fight for P1. And yeah, despite getting penalties, he's also losing a lot of time towards Hazy, and I think he got no DRS. Yeah, he did not, and that's why Fungus can get past him on the outside and the speed advantage is still enough to get in front, and there's nothing Choi can do. He tried to overtake back on the inside, but he just didn't have the speed and the grip to fight back, and now we have GC Fungus in P2. And of course, the ones who are getting advantage out of these fights are Hazy and also the guys in P5 and P6, because they are getting closer. Futuristic and an Audible Gamer, they got like 1 second closer in the past laps. That's pretty much. Hello PL Billy, why Hazy is first? Yeah, because he's driving really well. I mean, it's deserved for now, but we will see if he stays first or not. He has now 1.3 second lead before the second car, so no DRS overtake possible there. But we still have the group of 3 with Fungus, Choik and Maple. And I'm also really excited to see if Choik and Maple will do some fancy team strategies again, like they did in Austria, for example. I'm pretty sure if Maple can go faster, he will just be able to pass Choik somewhere. For now, they're staying in this constellation. And there's yellow in sector 3. I don't see why. There's again yellow in sector 3. I still don't know why. That's a miracle. Very nice camera angle here. Although it seems that nothing is happening, I think that's one of the most interesting races so far in the season, because we have so many drivers in really close range to P1. Despite Hazy having a 1.3 second lead, he still needs to manage it by just pushing as hard as he can, because the driver in the back of course have DRS and are trying to stick with him. So we have 4 possible contenders for P1. Futuristic is falling back a little bit. I'm not sure why. He has the same tires of the same lap count. So he should be just a little bit slower than the top guys. Meanwhile, we've seen Choi getting also pretty close to Fungus. Luckily nothing happened. But it seems like Choi is faster. He's just not getting any opportunity to overtake Fungus. The only good overtake opportunity is the long straight. And I think we've seen an overtaking attempt from Maple there. And that's really funny, because I was pretty sure that if Maple wants to get by, they will just switch positions as they do in real life. But now Choik is losing a lot of time, and I think he's holding Maple back. Like, really holding him back. They have already 1.6 seconds on Fungus. There's just... I don't know what they're doing, honestly, because they're losing a lot of time, and now Maple has DRS and he will get past Choik. I think they just switched positions finally, but in my opinion it was a little bit too late. Now they have 1.6 seconds towards Fungus, so no DRS, and they have just to push to get closer again. Inaudible Gamer still in P6, doing a great job with his medium tires. He's not slower than any of these leading guys. We have still the 17... Oh, there was a Mercedes. I think it was Rambo 2K standing in the grass. Alfio still with 17 seconds behind Inaudible Gamer. That's quite a lot. I'm not sure why this happened. I think Alpheus was not in the pits in the beginning. Maybe we should watch the replay afterwards to see what happened there. In the back, still no changes. We have P8 Impact, who is going into bits right now. That's pretty early. Maybe it's front wing damage, I'm not sure. Gets overtaken by the Toro Rosso, of course. And by the Haas driver. Switching on the mediums, so Impact will try to finish the race on this tire compound, not stop again in that race. In the lead, as we can see, there are some things happening. First, Rambo 2K is out of the race, but that's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say is that Fungus is getting closer to Hazy. So I'm pretty sure right now Fungus is the quickest man on the track. And now he's even in DRS range. So he will have the opportunity to get closer and not quite overtake Hazy. I can imagine he will overtake him. But of course it helps to be in DRS range, just making it so much easier to stick by. And now Maple and Choik are switching positions again. What are they doing? Are they really fighting? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, they're both losing times toward. They're both losing time towards the top two. So if they're doing team strategies, these are really bad team strategies. If they're fighting, I really appreciate that. I mean, that's what we want to see. And Choik is now back into P3, but already 3 seconds behind Fungus in P2. We also see Futuristic losing a lot of time towards the leading group and also towards Inaudible Gamer, so I guess his tires are pretty much done already. And we stay with the top two. It's only half a second between Fungus and Hazy. And now there will be DRS. Can he get a good exit? Fungus, he's now in the slipstream of the Alfa Romeo and he's way faster. He's just flying past Hazy into P1. And now we have a new leader. Oh, Hazy braking really late. I think he didn't lose any part of his front wing, but it was really close. Really dangerous thing there to brake so late in this slipstream of someone. And now he gets a 3-second time penalty. Goes really wide, so I think either Hazy's tires are pretty much done, or he's just not used anymore to drive in anyone's slipstream. He was leading the race for 12 laps. So now to adjust your braking points is not that simple as it might seem. Futuristic picked up a time penalty and we have Fungus going into the pits. Hazy stays out and both Ferraris are also staying on track. So what is interesting right now is where will Fungus come back onto track. He gets overtaken by Inaudible Gamer, but that was obvious. Inaudible is onto mediums. And Fungus gets out on a clear track. That's brilliant for him. He can just push now as much as he can as soon as he gets some temperature into those tires. And trying to get the undercut on Hazy, who has now 14 laps old softs. And yeah, I mean, everything done right by Fungus. I guess he will be still first when Hazy goes into the pits. We switch back to the leading group. So now Maple is falling behind Choik, so no DRS for him. I guess there are no team strategies involved today. Otherwise they would give each other DRS, and Hazy stays out for another lap. Also does Choik, but Maple goes into the pits, so he's not happy with his tires. He's now doing the pit stop. Braking in time, really important of course. And now he gets overtaken by an Audible Gamer, but that's not important. The only important thing is if he gets overtaken by Fungus, and the answer is yes, and the answer is by far. I mean, like, it's 4 seconds, 5 seconds already the lead of Fungus. He just did brilliant with that undercut, and Maple lost a lot of time. Whew, let's see what the other ones are doing. There was an overtake. No, there was no overtake. Just Alpheus and KK Hunter going both into the pits. Impact is regaining his position 7. He was earlier in the pits, so his strategy paid out for now. Shrimp is doing a new fastest lap on fresh medium tires. That's also really funny. And now Hazy is pitting. And Hazy is now standing in his pit. And where's Fungus? Fungus is going over turn 1 and he's overtaking Hazy back again, going back onto the lead. And as I said, his strategy paid out. He has 2 seconds of a lead towards the Alfa Romeo, and there's no way he will get a DRS overtaking. That was brilliant. I mean, I'm really pleased by that. So time to read a little bit of the chat. I'm such a layman. Can you tell me there's only one race this evening or more? In this league, there's Split 1 and Split 2 driving at the same time. So currently it's also Split 1 race on the same track. It's also streamed, but to be honest, I don't know the stream link, so you have to search for it. I just honestly don't know where to stream it. Maybe in YouTube on the SOR channel, you can take a look there. Yeah, and this race. There's no other race I am aware of, so can't tell you that. And yeah, Hazy wasn't in the pit at the time you asked, but now he was, and he came out back in P3, which is basically P2 because an Audible Gamer wasn't in the pit yet. And Fungus is at the moment second, but we all know that he's leading the race as soon as an Audible Gamer goes into the pits. We have still a fight between the two Ferraris, so these guys are battling with each other today more than with other drivers. It's really funny to see. After a few races with team strategies, they are now trying to have fun with each other. And Maple has DRS, ERS and an easy time to pass Choik. A little bit of lockup. I was afraid there will be an accident, but there wasn't. Fair driving from these two. And we have another time penalty. So I guess this is the most interesting duel on the track right now. An Audible Gamer has to pit at some point. So these guys pitted in like P17, sorry, in lap 17. So you can go that far with these softs, but it's a question if it's smart to go that far. I mean, if your tires are really done, you're losing a lot of time, especially here in Sector 2 and probably also in Sector 3. So yeah, maybe an Audible Gamer wants to have real good soft tires he can push with. I'm not sure when he will go into the pits. Let's be surprised. No overtaking attempt from Choik on Maple, despite the DRS and the slipstream. Maple also did very good with the defending, going on the right side of the track on the inside line and then going back to outside for the braking. Smart move there. Oh, a little bit of, yeah, blocking tires. Couple of lockups. Maybe that's the reason why he was earlier in the pits than his teammate, because he has these little lockups here and there. I'm not sure. Maple, Choik is faster than you. Can you confirm you understood the message? Yeah. Oh wow, there was a big lockup from Maple. So indeed, these two are switching positions back, but now Maple is getting the DRS, which makes possible again to overtake back his teammate. His teammate is defending, there's no slipstream from Maple and he stays behind. I'm not really sure who of these two is faster, if I'm honest. They just doing great racing here. But yeah, Maple has a lot of lockups. I'm not sure, maybe it's his setup he's not really comfortable with. And now we have an overtake. Unfortunately I switched too late. Oh no, I switched exactly in time, and Audible is in the pits right now. We have another fast lap by Hezi, so he's pushing really hard. He wants that race win here. And where will Inaudible Gamer come out? He's right now in P5. Futuristic overtakes him back, and Impact is 37 seconds behind. So Inaudible stays in P6 as he was before the pit stops. But he has now fresh soft tires. And the question is, can he overtake Futuristic? I'm sorry, I didn't know what I wanted to say. Can he overtake Futuristic in the remaining 30 laps with better and fresher tires? I mean, 4 seconds is a lot, but it's the championship leader, so we have big expectations here that towards the end he will get an overtake, or at least try to get an overtake. Looking forward to it already. But we get back to our Ferrari couple. Oh no, 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 Choik, what are you doing? He's pushing too much, going outside into the sand and almost crashing his car. That's a miracle that nothing got damaged, but oh, his tires are overheating because of this little spin. And now he loses again control of his car. He gets overtaken by Futuristic and an Inaudible Gamer, and now he's only in P6 with really hot tires. So he has to watch out a lot what he's doing right now to not lose any more places. And that's of course a shame. He was one of the quickest guys here. He was fighting for the podium, and now what is left is P6 for him. That's really, really bad, and yeah, I'm sorry for him. It's a really difficult corner, it's really difficult to misjudge the apex, and that's what happened to him. And let's see how he now will perform, because I mean, tire temperature is a big issue in that game. So we also see him losing time towards impact. I guess his tires are still overheating, and he needs to manage that as well as he can to not get overtaken by the Force India. I mean, 13 seconds is a lot, but yeah, spinning is really easy if your tires are almost blowing up. We have an overtake from Shrimp on KK Hunter. So these two are battling. I didn't realize that. That's the only duel right now on track. So let's stick by these two. We have meanwhile a new fastest lap by an Audible Gamer. That's not really a surprise. He has the softest tires on track right now. Well, beside the last two guys, but one of them is disconnected. Big reactions onto Choik's accident there. I fully can understand that. I really enjoyed that duel between the two Ferraris. It's sad that it's gone now, but that's what F1 is. You have to stay consistent and not doing any mistakes. Choik couldn't manage to do that and got punished. So we are here currently in the fight for P9. And let's see if the Toro Rosso driver doing his second race can manage to overtake the Haas in front of him. He has slightly fresher tires, but it shouldn't make a lot of an impact. Shrimp went really wide here, so got not that good of traction. No overtaking opportunity here. I guess we have to wait until Sector 1 again. Still really nice to see that people also are battling for the positions more in the back. Also good spirit here, not just giving up and saying, oh my god, why do I drive? Which many drivers would do, and for some reason Kaganda lost here some time. I think he was a little bit outside of the track. We had a new fastest lap. And also Choi got another 3-second time penalty. And I don't think we will see an overtaking opportunity here. Well, maybe. Still has DRS, making a lot of mistakes, the Toro Rosso. No, this will not... Oh, Shrimp is an AI. Shrimp disconnected for some reason. Oh, that's a shame. But we switch now to an Audible Gamer who is approaching futuristic like a shark approaching his victim. And indeed Shrimp disconnected, but now we have an Audible with DRS, but he's not trying to move there, really dangerous into turn 1, really narrow there. But he will have a lot of opportunities left, for example here on the longest straight of the track. He's now getting the slipstream, getting really good exit, and now with the DRS it shouldn't be any problem for the Red Bull driver and championship leader to overtake his opponent and going into P4. And yeah, it was probably not that difficult, but still well done. Just really clean maneuver there, futuristic, defending the inside in all gamer, just slips through the outside. Not having any trouble with the advantage of speed there. I will be really surprised if Futuristic can stick by with his 10 lap old mediums. Shouldn't be possible normally unless he's doing a brilliant drive. But no, he has already 1.2 seconds, so nothing to do here for him. So next question, which is interesting, is if an Audible Gamer can win, can make up another 6 seconds towards Maple. This will be a giant task, and I will be like, there will be standing ovations, I promise, if he can manage it. I mean, even with newer tires and softer tires, 6 seconds, like in 8 laps, so approximately 1 second a lap is huge. If you can manage that, then I mean, that's something we would expect from a championship leader, don't we? And the other question we are interested in is whether Hazy can do something to get to P1 to be able to fight for the win of this race. He's staying all the time in a constant difference or a constant distance of 1.5 seconds towards Fungus. And I can imagine that Fungus is doing everything he can, is just pushing the hell out of his car. And he has to. If he wants to win, he has to. Hazy is a really quick guy. He was in Split 1 before, and now he was demoted to Split 2, but I don't think this is the right place for him either, because he's just so quick. But we will see. He's currently in P2 and he's not gaining any time, so Fungus is just bravely fighting for the win of this Grand Prix. An Audible Gamer is approaching Maple. Maple also got a time penalty, we've just seen it. That's of course not helping him staying on that podium place. I don't think an Audible Gamer has a time penalty, nor, well, Casually is a real clean driver. Of course the other ones are too, but it's a rare thing that an audible gets some time penalties, so I guess this is not the case. Of course I could look it up, but I want to show you these pictures and not the time penalty table. Hope that's fine for you. And maybe an audible can do it. I mean, he already had made up 2 seconds towards Maple, so if he continues to drive like that, he will be able to do a move in like the lap 32, lap 33. Shortly looking in the chat, from what place has he started? Has he started from P3? I can give you a short look over the positions gained and lost. So we have an audible gamer, our big winner, 7 positions gained, started from P11, currently in P4, and maybe is even able to get P3, and that would be amazing. Getting 7 positions or then 8 positions into podium from P11, that's huge. But it's not that far yet. We have some laps to go. There are also opportunities to throw the car away. We've seen it a lot already in this season. So nothing has a final decision yet. Our big loser is Choik because of his accident. That was to expect. Everyone did 1 pit stop besides Shrimp and Duplov. Duplov had again a really bad race. Shrimp is overtaken by the AI, so probably that's why he did 2 stops. So someone wants to buy Hezi an ice cream, that's fine. Only if he wins. Well, it seems not to be the case right now. 1.5 seconds still. The difference between P1 and P2 is not changing actually, so Fungus is doing great job there in front. Let's switch to him. Let's see how big the difference really is. So we see these two, they're both on the same straight. You can even see them in one picture, but no DRS for Hezi, so he has to try to get closer to be able to overtake towards the end of the race. Maybe he's hoping for time penalties, I don't know. As far as I remember, both of them have no time penalties. I could be wrong, I don't know. But if they don't have any time penalties, then Hezi has to push harder here. He has to do everything he can. A little lockup from Fungus, a little lockup from Hezi. Evenly distributed there. We have yellow flags in sector 3. Impact is losing a position. Something should have happened there. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but Impact lost a position. Maybe a little bit of losing the back end or something. Hezi is focused, he won't miss the occasion. Yeah, probably. And now he's getting closer, so I think he's always getting closer in the 3rd sector. That seems to be his strong sector. But he's then losing time in sector 1 and 2. So... oh, Hezi has a 3 second penalty. Okay, I didn't know that. Thanks for pointing that out. That's of course important, but then the task for Hezi is even more difficult. He has to overtake Fungus and get 3 seconds ahead of him. I don't see that happening in the remaining 3 laps. But everything can happen. Fungus can also get a time penalty, and now Hezi is indeed in DRS range. So slowly he got that time he needed. He made the gaps as small as he needed to get the rear wing open and extra speed on the straight. Inaudible Gamer is 2.8 seconds behind Maple now. He has 3 laps left, but his speed decreased over the last few laps. I think his softs are getting to their end. so probably he won't be able to catch up to the Ferrari, but it doesn't matter, still a huge race from the Red Bull driver, getting 7 positions up with good strategy, good clean driving. But we're not over yet. I'm taking the congratulations too early, I think. And now Hazy is in DRS range, and pulling away from someone who is DRS on that track is really difficult because of this long straight where you just get so much speed. And now we see Hazy going the shortest way possible, but not getting any slipstream from Fungus. Braking late. Oh, they almost crashed. Hazy probably underestimated his speed with the DRS open, and of course the leak of drag, or yeah, the missing of drag because of the slipstream, and they almost crashed. I'm happy they didn't. That would be really sad after this fighting. Now as he's really close. Will he try to overtake Fungus despite his time penalty just for the reason of getting a fight? I hope so. I mean, we all want to see it. We want this fight happening no matter what the time penalties say. And probably he will go for it. I mean, there's also a chance that Fungus gets a time penalty. Maybe he has already won. I'm not sure. These guys know it better because Jeff is telling them what is the truth. Now Hazy opens the DRS, gets no slipstream. Fungus is always defending the right line, so the inside line for the hairpin. Now braking really late. That was a little mistake from Fungus, so he locked up, braked really late and lost a little bit of time there towards Hazy. But I'm really surprised that Hazy cannot manage the overtake on the long straight. Normally with slipstream DRS it would be so easy, but he's not staying in the slipstream of Fungus at any time, and this makes it almost impossible for him to get the overtake. Well, I think he has a reason to do so, but I don't know which, if I'm honest. We're approaching the last lap right now. We have 50% of ERS on Hazy, and we have 70% of ERS on Fungus. So Fungus is a lot more battery to work with, and this is probably the reason why he can defend so well on the straight, just pushing all of the ERS of the electrical energy he has. And now Hazy, it's probably your last overtaking opportunity. Will you use it? This is the question. They're approaching a lapped car, but this is ghosted because the driver is disconnected. Now he indeed gets slipstream. Fungus is not defending as hard as he did the last laps. They're going wheel to wheel. Hazy's pushed a little bit wide, but now Fungus is letting him space. Very fair driving there. They're going also wheel to wheel in this right corner. Hazy's on the outside. Can he use it? He stays on the inside, but still wheel to wheel they're going, and now Fungus is the better line, and he's pushing Hazy a little bit of weight and stays in P1. So great driving there from these two drivers, but Hazy didn't give up yet, and now he's going into the sand, and now it's over. It's over. If there are no deciding time penalties, Hazy will stay in P2. Fungus defended so great here. There was a little bit of wheel bumping, a little bit of pushing, but I think it was fine. And now, what is Fungus doing? He's letting Hazy by? Okay, I don't know why, but okay. But Fungus still wins the race. Yeah, for whatever reason he lets Hazy overtake, and Notable Gamer indeed gets P3 here because of the time penalties. How did that happen? So Maple loses the podium place, Futuristic loses also place to Choik. So both Ferraris not all on the podium here. Although they did a really great job, a really fast-paced race, but they're not ending into the first 3 places, only P4 and P5. And again, I don't know how he's doing that, but a Notable Gamer gets here into P3, gets onto the podium from P11. That's a huge job done by the British driver. We get Alpheus in P7, Impact in P8, 0.5 seconds in front of an Audible Gamer, in front of KK Hunter, and that's a race over here. It's a race over, guys. Fungus wins this Grand Prix. Very desired, very deserved, of course. He wins here without any time penalties, driving a brilliant clean race. For some reason letting Hazy by in the last corner. I don't know what happened there, maybe because of the pushing before in the hairpin, but still he won deserved, and congratulations to him. We have Hazy in P2, also doing a great race, but not quite great enough to get the win. An Audible Gamer, as always, tremendous in P3 from P11. Maple and Choik, the two Ferrari, get only P4 and P5. They should be disappointed, I think, after this race, and not what they expected. Futuristic landing in P6, should be okay for him. Alpheus P7, the two German drivers, Impact and KK Hunter, in P8 and P9. KK Hunter with 12 seconds of time penalties. Holy smokes, how did you get that? Shrimp landing in P10.